In the darkest place on earth, one man chose to walk in. Most prisoners of Auschwitz were dragged in screaming, beaten, hopeless. Witold Pilecki walked in willingly. It was 1940. Nazi Germany had carved Poland into ruin. Warsaw was under brutal occupation. Jews were forced into ghettos. Anyone who resisted was either shot or vanished. Witold Pilecki was a Polish cavalry officer, but he wasn't just a soldier. He was a patriot and a planner. When rumors emerged that the Nazis were building something far worse than a prison near the town of Auschwitz, Pilecki proposed the unthinkable: infiltrate it. At the time, nobody outside knew what Auschwitz really was. To many, it was just another labor camp. But inside, a silent genocide had begun. To expose it, someone had to get in. And that someone was him. Under a false identity, Pilecki let himself be captured during a street roundup. He was beaten, processed, and branded with prisoner number 4,859. From that moment on, he became a ghost in hell. Inside Auschwitz, Pilecki witnessed it all: the random executions, the starvation, the inhuman experiments, and the industrial killing that would come to define the Holocaust. But he didn't just survive, he organized. Over time, Pilecki built a secret resistance network inside the camp. He connected prisoners, coordinated food and medicine, and even smuggled messages out using stolen Nazi supplies and underground contacts. These messages were the first intelligence the Allies received about the Holocaust. His reports described the construction of gas chambers, the arrival of Jews by the trainload, the mass executions daily without end. He urged the Allies: bomb the train lines, the crematoriums, anything. But no help came. For nearly 3 years, Pilecki lived inside Auschwitz, every day expecting to die. Until finally, in 1943, he escaped. Under cover of night with 2 comrades, he overpowered a guard, cut through a fence, and fled into the woods. He wore a stolen Nazi uniform and carried secret documents, risking death every second. But Pilecki didn't run to safety. He rejoined the resistance, fought in the Warsaw Uprising, and continued to risk his life until the very end of the war. You'd think that's where the story ends. A hero survives hell. But history is cruel. When the Soviets took control of Poland, Pilecki, a man who had exposed Nazi crimes, became a threat to Stalin's regime. He was arrested, tortured, and put through a show trial on fabricated charges. In 1948, he was executed by the communist government of Poland. His body was dumped in an unmarked grave. For decades, his name was erased, his story buried. Only after the fall of the Soviet Union did the world rediscover him. Today, Witold Pilecki is honored as one of the greatest heroes of World War II. He's been called the bravest man you've never heard of, a man who walked into hell to prove it existed. And he did it, not for glory, not for revenge, but so that the world would know the truth. "I tried to live my life in such a fashion," he once wrote, "so that in my last hour I would rather feel joy than fear.